While the potential benefits are significant, many organisations often lack the internal expertise to move to a unified communications system. According to IBM's Craig Campbell, the complexity and breadth of implementing such a system requires a specialist integrator to manage the system from end to end. I'm talking with Craig about the challenges and solutions that can help businesses better integrate their unified communications. Craig, there's been a fundamental shift in the way that organisations have taken their communications and integrated these into their business process. First, what is unified communications? And second, how do businesses implement this into the approach of their business process?
It's a combination of a number of different products or solutions such as IP telephony, video conferencing, audio conferencing, presence, instant messaging, and using those tools to make it easier for people internally to better collaborate and hence improving productivity. And then the second component of unified communications is integrating those communication tools into business processes. And the reason why people want to do that is because it actually removes the human latency element that exists within most organisations. So it's to make decisions quicker, to get responses out the door quicker, to help with sales inquiries quicker and so forth.
And how can they successfully integrate what you've just talked about into their business process?
Unified communications is a journey. So when we actually talk to clients, we carry out what we refer to as an assessment. So we'll go in, we'll liaise with key stakeholders within an organisation, understand their business issues, their productivity issues, how they'd like to better collaborate, business processes that may be broken or need to be improved. So we'll approach it in a way that it's very structured. So we'll do the assessment, we'll go back and liaise with those key stakeholders within the organisation. Once we've got it set and we've got a blueprint to work from, then we'll begin that particular journey. And normally the journey starts by converging their existing communication systems, whether it's PABXs or telephony environments, video conferencing environments and their data networks, so converge that onto one. Once we've got that converged, then we'll actually start introducing collaborative type of tools on top of that, such as instant messaging, presence, video conferencing. And then once we've got that in place, we'll actually start trying to integrate those type of communication tools into their business processes and applications.
How can IBM help businesses of all sizes achieve a unified communications strategy? And what's different about IBM's approach?
We conduct a Road to Converged Communications workshop with a client. You can't design and deploy a unified communication solution until you understand that business, because every business is different, every business has different processes, they want to collaborate. Some people may only want to collaborate internally, other people may want to collaborate externally. So we have to approach every organisation as a separate entity, if you like. So that Road to Converged Communications that we conduct, it can be a half-day workshop depending on the expertise of the client, or it could go all the way to a 3-day workshop. From the output of that is a blueprint to take the client on the journey of a UC environment.
Can you give our viewers examples of one or two businesses that have implemented a unified communications strategy, and how significant an impact has this been on their return on investment?
So the first one that comes to mind is Crown Forklifts. We deployed an IP telephony solution. So they had a number of PABXs isolated and not connected around the countryside. There was about 5 or so of them. We actually retired all those PABXs, put in a centralised call control system in their data centre, and all the support associated with those PABXs and voicemail systems was eliminated, basically. When we put that in, so again, this is this journey, so we had the total cost of ownership was reduced there because there's no more support associated with the PABXs, there was no more maintenance and so forth. Once we put that in, then we're now starting to take Crown on the next part of the journey around leveraging that converged environment and introducing productivity tools such as instant messaging, such as video conferencing and audio conferencing. We haven't taken them to the final step of unified communications nirvana of integrating those communication tools into any of their business applications and processes at this point, but ultimately they've got the platform in there now to actually continue on that particular journey. The other example is Brown Brothers. We converged their environment as well, so they were looking to lower their total cost of ownership. So we converged that environment, we put in an IP telephony system, and now they're building on top of that IP telephony system and starting to roll out some collaborative type of tools in that environment.
Can you give our viewers, say, 5 key benefits of implementing and utilising a unified communication strategy, please?
Yep, so you'll have to count along with me here. So the first real benefit, like I said before, when we converge their network, so they, instead of supporting, say they've got 7 sites around the countryside, normally a client would have 7 PABXs, and they might also have 7 separate voicemail systems. So the first step, if we put in a converged network, that collapses all those 7 PABXs, it comes into their central data centre, and it also collapses their voicemail. So all the support associated with those different systems are now gone. So that's your first benefit, first cost saving around collapsing that. The second benefit is around supporting. No longer do they have to have maintenance agreements and support agreements with local people in each of those states looking after those PABXs. It's all centralised as well. So that's another benefit there at the same time. Major benefit that we've seen, once it's IP, people can start getting on aeroplanes, flying over the other side of the world or interstate. Normally if you're in a hotel room, you'd have to use the hotel phone, or you may be using your mobile phone. You can now use what we refer to as mobile UC, or you can have a soft phone on your laptop. So you go into the hotel room, plug the broadband in, open up your laptop, you've got your soft phone there. And you just start dialing away as if you're in your office. It's the exact same extension. If you're calling me, you just call Craig Campbell and my PC rings and I answer it. So for people that are mobile, it's obviously a big benefit for them as well. Collaborating, if I want to track you down, instead of me calling your desk, leaving a voicemail, then calling your mobile, leaving another voicemail, via presence and communication tools, I can actually see whether you're online, and then I can right click on you and just chat. So that's another benefit of being able to communicate with people instantly, if you like, as opposed to chasing them. Again, where I referred to as before around, eliminating that human latency part of it. So it's getting decisions and speed of decisions a lot quicker. The system is set up in such a way that we can actually collaborate with our external suppliers. So I can see those people, whether they're available, their presence, whether they've got a little green icon or a red icon, and I can click on them and talk to them, and at the same time I can click on them to dial them as well. So the old days of having a hard directory, if you like, on a piece of paper with the receptionist having to update and the receptionist coming in and telling that such and such is out of the office and up until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or is on training for the next 3 days. All of that's gone now. It's all in the system, it's one communication, it's one collaborative environment that you'll be able to view across the entire organisation.